Hi everyone, hope you're doing well, being safe and being kind. Welcome to Tarot by the Pines. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. This video is all about the Llewellyn Mermaid Tarot deck. Spoiler alert, I love this deck. It is a beautifully crafted mermaid themed deck that works really well in tarot. I love the full color guidebook. I love the Llewellyn cardstock, and the images in this deck are some of the most beautiful images in a tarot deck that I have ever seen. So keep watching as you'll learn my thoughts and opinions on this Mermaid Tarot deck. The Mermaid Tarot by Leeza Robertson and illustrated by Julie Dillon. This is a Llewellyn deck. So if you follow me for a really long time, you know that Llewellyn decks are perhaps one of my favorites. They always have top quality boxes, guidebooks, and even their cardstock. I'm pretty spoiled with Llewellyn, so with the Mermaid Tarot, that's no different. The back says, Tarot divination with the magic of the mermaids and the essence of the sea. The merfolk are teachers and guides, born in a watery world of mystical mythology and powerful energy. This elegantly illustrated Rider-Waite base deck invites you to receive the lessons and blessings of the spiritual realm, offering the insights you need to move forward through the challenges and barriers that we all must face. Now more than ever, the songs of the mermaid are calling the people of the land. Let their magic be your guide. Has a magnetic box, and it has a ribbon so you can easily pull the guidebook up as well as the cards. I love that in Llewellyn decks. It has a little section here to hold the cards, and it has a cute little fish here. Love boxes like these. I always keep my cards in their original box. I will get into the wonderful guidebook after I go through the cards. Here is the backs of the cards. I really enjoy the simplistic background here. Very watery. It's very mermaidy. The cardstock is that traditional Llewellyn cardstock. Some people might think this is too thin or just a smidge thin for their taste, but I really enjoy this. It's not paper thin. It feels a little bit cardboardy, but it's not stiff. I really enjoy this cardstock. So even though this is a mermaid tarot deck, it's not Disney by any means. It will, have imagery here that's going to pack some punch. And the artwork is, I think it's really stunning. Even if this wasn't a tarot deck, I think all of the cards here are worthy of the admission price for this deck. And this deck is inclusive. I really enjoy this Empress as well as the Emperor. I just love how this deck brings in inclusiveness and diversity, and this Emperor reminds me of the dad in The Little Mermaid, so that's one of my favorite emperors for sure. Not sure if this is digitalized or water paint or just painting in general, but it's just really stunning artwork that if this wasn't a tarot deck, I would have most of these images on the wall, hanged on a frame, And I don't know if this is picking up, but the cards have this blue aqua type of background here on the titles. In the sunlight, it's going to shimmer. I thought that was a really nice touch. The Death card, one of my favorites. The guidebook really does go into this card a little bit, and it's just really fascinating. And the Devil is another interesting one. So as you can see, the majors are mostly a resemblance of the traditional RWS artwork. And since this is a themed deck, I really appreciate that the guidebook talks about what you're seeing in the card in terms, and rather than just giving, basic generalized meanings. So going into the cups, one of my favorite suits in this deck. Here's Two of Cups, Ariel and Eric, giving that Little Mermaid vibes. And this, for the minors, they are set up in different seasons or elements with their suits. So the cups is going to be that watery element. And for the court cards, some of the cards, even though they're like pages or knights or queens, there's going to be some gender role playing in some of these, which I really appreciate. Not all knights have to be male. And the wands is that like volcanic element. And this is definitely one of my favorite suits in this deck because it does go into that fire element. And wands have never been my type of suit, but I really love the suit of wands in this deck. As you can see, very traditional, even though it does go in its own interpretation of the cards because of the theme of mermaids or merfolk. Such a beautiful Queen of Wands. Such a handsome King of Wands. Now for the Pentacles, this suit deals with land. It's not one of my favorite suits in this deck. Maybe because it does go on land. It's more green, more earthy. But the artwork is really gorgeous. May not work for, you know, tarot per se, but again, as I said, like the artwork is just so stunning. I would like to have the majority of these cards on a wall hanged up. What a great King of Pentacles. Going into the swords, so this is going to be that ice element. Really enjoy this suit in this deck. Probably my favorite suit in this deck, even though swords is generally my favorite suit in any deck. But this one for sure, because it has that icy, it has that cold, wintry vibe. I love this Nine of Swords, very nightmarish. And this knight here, don't know if this is male or female, so I like how they play with gender a little bit. King. As you can see, it shuffles really well. It's that classic Llewellyn cardstock. I typically love it. And I'll just get a card so you can get a sense of what the guidebook says. All right, King of Pentacles. Put this to the side here. And I'm just going to go into the guidebook before I get into the card. So there is an introductory note. This was very interesting because Lisa said in here she does not like or didn't think she would do a mermaid deck. In fact, you know, she wasn't a big fan of mermaids, but as she was doing this deck, she talks about how her appreciation for mermaids have grown and that this, you know, this holds a special place in her heart. So I appreciate the honesty that she really didn't want to do this deck, but after she did it, you know, she has a much more fonder appreciation of merfolk. And then chapter 1 just talks about the major arcana. And with the minor and the court cards, I really like how she says that the knights in this deck share lessons. The pages are the inner child. The kings and queens are like gods and goddesses. And then she gives about the quick numbers or the numerology in tarot. And then chapter 2 is just basically talking about picking a spread, shuffling the cards, setting intentions, doing a reading, very general introductory to tarot and how to do it. And then chapter 3 is going into the majors. So you're going to get this full color, full page of the card. It's going to go into a little bit about what's going on in the card, which I really appreciate about a themed guidebook pertaining to this. She does an upright divinatory meaning. And then the next page is going to be the reversed meaning. So let's go ahead and go into the card that was pulled. Let's see, I think it's going to be in the back. Yeah, okay. Oh, and for the minors, you're getting basically the same information, same amount of detail. Okay. King of Pentacles. In order to understand the material world, one must first learn about flow. In order to truly understand and master flow, one must be tethered to the energy of the physical world. In other words, to become the King of Pentacles means being grounded yet flowing, much like conduits, god of rivers. Rivers sculpt, cut, and reshape the physical world. They literally slice their way through hard and solid places to create a flowing, living stream of abundance. Where there was once a barren landscape, a river brings life. In order to keep life evolving and growing, healthy and strong, the waters of the river need to be clean, clear, and always moving. It is the paradox of stability and flow that the King of Pentacles has mastered. He knows that in order to be grounded and secure, one must enter the flowing river of manifestation. In order to have ongoing health, well-being, and prosperity, one must be able to maintain steady footing while allowing the body to consistently move. Holding without holding on is the lesson we must learn while in conduit's presence. Upright meaning is there is an unwavering confidence in the King of Pentacles, for he knows he will always have what he needs. He is confident that whatever he requires will show up at the right time and the right way, exactly when it is needed. He has worked hard to get where he is today and is more willing to show you some of his tricks. Just know that the King of Pentacles is the master of the long game. He isn't interested in overnight success or your need for instant gratification. He wants you to build an ever-growing and sustainable life, not just a moment that will be quickly forgotten. Even though for the divinatory meaning of this, it sounds like it is astrological, but I like how Leeza has pulled it in just a little bit to give some type of tarot meaning to this energy or this, this court card. For the reverse meaning, it is important to understand that the king is not obligated to share anything with you. As one of his many subjects in his ever-growing kingdom, you will benefit from his mastery on a very basic level, but he owes you nothing beyond that. So if you ask him for something, you must allow him to do so on his terms and in his way if you truly want him to bless you with knowledge and understanding of the material world. Neediness and impatience will only drive this king away, as he wants you to learn that flowing abundance in all of its forms is not a trick, but a never-ending process. So after you get out of the minors, there is a chapter here that is about spells and magic. So there's going to be some magic spells here. Not that I ever use this, but it's nice to have it there for those who are into magic and spells. Then she goes into some spreads here. There's a 3-card spread. There is a 5-card spread. And that is it. So overall, the Mermaid Tarot, it is such a heartwarming deck to me. It holds a special place in my heart. I love the images. I love, the guidebook. I love the intention in this deck. It is just very beautifully created. So as a beginner, I think this deck will work for you. Because this is a themed deck, I really appreciate that the guidebook is themed around the images in this deck. So you're going to know what's going on in the card, as well as the traditional iconic meanings of the cards. And if you are an advanced reader, this will definitely work for you. If you are into mermaids, I think this is going to be a fabulous deck. It has been a wonderful deck to have in my collection, and I just can't be any more thrilled with this deck. But thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below if you have this deck. Let me know if this kind of artwork resonates with you. And I appreciate you watching this video. Thank you so much. And until next time, I will see you for Tarot by the Pines.